San Diego's Jazz 88.3, and music there from Tiffany Jane and the Kicks. The new release is entitled Discovery, and that's the tune Sing Me to Sleep. Joining us this evening to chat about that and their San Diego Music Award nomination in the Best Jazz category is Tiffany Jane, the vocalist you were listening to there, and guitarist Paul Castelluzzo. Correct, Paul?
Correct.
Did I get that
Perfect.
right? Okay, great.
Perfect.
So, welcome to the New Jazz Thing. Good to have you guys here.
Thank you for
so
having
much.
us.
Wonderful
And
to be here.
Congratulations on the San Diego Music Award nomination.
Thank
Thank
you.
That's fantastic. And the new release, Discovery. So I see on the new release it says Tiffany Jane, but I see on Facebook, for instance, Tiffany Jane and the Kicks. Tell us a little bit about the band, and is this a solo release, and they're your band, or how does that work?
We are all a full band. There's a funny little story of there's a band called The Kicks, and they were getting some confusion sometimes on bookings and things like that. So we just put Tiffany Jane on the front at what I did not want to happen, but we are all a band, definitely. Tiffany Jane and The Kicks.
And how long have you guys been together?
We've had a little bit of different forms for about 2.5 years. He's the co-writer, Paul Castelluzzo is the co-writer of the album. He and I have been in the band for about 2.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And so, Paul, tell us a little bit about how this band came together and what was kind of the initial mission, what you guys were shooting for.
It's constantly evolving, but we first met in my garage, actually, through my old bass player, and he brought along Tiffany, and she was looking for a band, and we kind of just hit it off from there. I mean, we've been writing music ever since, and just recently decided to write a new album, and we had a lot of fun with it. And we're continually evolving and growing as musicians, and it's cool to see where time takes you, I guess.
So here at Jazz 88, we're very familiar with many of the artists that were nominated in the Best Jazz and the Best Jazz Album category.
Mm-hmm.
And this happens, every so often, where an artist that we don't have even on our radar screen pops into those categories, which we think we know all about because we're the jazz station in town. So were you guys surprised about the nomination, for one?
Yes, definitely, absolutely. I think when we submitted, we thought, what genre are we going to be put in? We get asked very frequently, well, what kind of music are you? Well, we're soul and we're R&B and jazz and sometimes a little bit of funk. So we were interested to see where that was going to go too, and definitely honored to be recognized in the jazz category, and the people that we get to have our name next to on that's the honor in and of itself. Steph Johnson, Joshua White, all of them, Gilbert. We're honored to just have that part happen for us.
Absolutely.
So are you a band that plays around town often? And,
Absolutely.
Frequently.
Every weekend.
Where do you guys usually play?
We play at a lot of places. We play at Martini's Above 4th, Magnolias. We play at the Irenic. We play House of Blues. We kind of play a lot of different places. We recently started playing at Proud Mary's. And yeah, I guess all over.
Mm-hmm. So how do you think they came up with putting you guys in the jazz category?
Maybe.
I think it's the chord quality of what he writes. Jazz is Paul Castelluzzo's just his being. So even as me being more of a soul singer, he brought out a lot of those jazz colors that then allowed me to explore more jazz vocals. So I think that at least musically in the composition, there's a lot of jazz influence for sure.
Okay. Well, let's hear a little bit of another tune, and this was one that I picked. I loved this. I was listening on your Reverb Nation site, and Good Girl. Tell us a little bit about the tune.
It's just a fun, like, funky, groovy tune that came out of nowhere. Really, we were just sitting down and I was just playing my guitar, and then it just came out of nowhere.
Lyrically, it's pretty verbatim to my story about his best friend.
Yeah.
So this is a good girl to Diego. We want him to find a good girl.
Excellent. Well, let's check it out. We're chatting with Tiffany and Paul from Tiffany, Jane, and the Kicks. From their new disc, Discovery, this is Good Girl on the New Jazz Thing, Jazz 88.3.
What kind of girl do you need? Tell me what you like.
Nice job.
A good girl's what you need. What kind of girl do you want? What kind of girl do you need? Tell me what you like. A good girl's what you need. You've been down for way too long, waiting for the lady your heart calls for. Yes, sir, you know that's true. Well, I'm behind the one you don't know. You won't forget about that too, and I blue. She may be taller than you, maybe stronger than you, but I'm behind the one you don't know. You
All right. There we go. Yeah, there we go. 1, 2, 3. Oops, that was a little blurry. There we go. One more. There's much better. All right.
Awesome.
Well, I'm gonna find the one you don't know. You won't forget about you and eyes of blue. She may be taller than you and stronger than you, but I'm gonna find the one you don't know.
San Diego's Jazz 88.3, and music from the new disc Tiffany, Jane, and the Kicks called Discovery, and a tune called Good Girl. And joining us this evening is Tiffany and Paul from the band. Welcome back to the New Jazz Thing.
Thank you so
you.
much.
So let's give some props to your fellow band members and tell us who's in the band.
Okay.
Absolutely.
For one, we have Sean Sobash on bass, and he's just an awesome bass player. He holds it down, and I love working with him because we're also really close friends.
Great guy.
on
We have Ed
keys.
Kornhauser on keys. He's incredible. He's, everybody I'm sure here knows about him.
Mhm,
He's just
yeah.
fantastic. We have him on the album. We occasionally play with him live. We also play with a live keyboard player named Kirk Danielson. Go for it.
And on drums, we have our buddy Tim Fig Newton, and he kind of came into our lives recently, and we fell in love with his playing, so we just asked him, hey man, and it worked out really well.
Absolutely. And then last minute we had Jesse Adello come in on horns and flute, and that was a blessing. He did it day of. Great ear.
Excellent. So Discovery the Disc, collection of tunes, are these tunes that were put together especially for this new release, or were these a mix of compositions that you've done for a while and some new things? Tell us a little bit about kind of how it came together.
Primarily, it's been a mix. We have songs on there that are 2 years old. We have songs on there that are 3 months old. We basically went through all of our compositions and said, what do we think could contribute to this album and give a different kind of flair. So we didn't have just one straight genre on there.
Yeah.
We picked ones that we thought spoke to us or we thought could speak to the audience.
Absolutely.
And then tell us a little bit about the future. Where is Tiffany, Jane, and the Kicks going, including kind of the real close future? You guys have an upcoming date this week, right?
Yes, at House of Blues.
Tell us about that.
This is August 29th at House of Blues. The show starts at 7. We'll be one of the headliners, so we'll be going on a bit later, but it's a night of amazing local musicians. And we do have some free tickets for that. So if you go to our Facebook, facebook.com/Tiffany, Jane, and the Kicks, just message me, and anybody that heard on Jazz 88.3 that we had this show, we will send you tickets for the show on Friday, August 29th.
Wow, that's pretty nice. And then past that, what are some of your plans going forward for the band and your music?
I think the unknown is what makes it so fun. I can't really tell you, but every day I wake up and I have new song ideas, and my inspirations definitely come through in the music, and every day I get a new inspiration, so I just want to keep writing and see where it takes us because it's already evolving, you know.
Absolutely. I know we have small and big goals. You know, we have those dreamy goals that go, you know, we hope that we get to tour the world and have as many people hear the music as they can. It's not about fame, but just as about how many people we can touch through our music. I mean, we went on tour last year, and we would love to do that again. We did the whole United States, and we would love to do that and team up with other musicians that could kick our booties and inspire us. So touring is always on the horizon for us. We look at that every month. When do we want to do it next? Another album. We already have songs that we want to do for another album. So yeah, I think every day we think of a new goal.
Absolutely.
Excellent. And you mentioned Facebook. Are there other places where you guys connect up with people online?
Yes, absolutely. We have Twitter. Our Twitter and our YouTube are the same name, which is just TJ and the Kicks. YouTube and Twitter, TJ and the Kicks. And then Facebook and Reverb Nation and Instagram is our full name, Tiffany, Jane, and the Kicks. So visit us there. We would love to friend you and follow you back and hear what you think about the album. It's also on iTunes, and we would love to have your comments and you rate it, and we would be grateful for any of that.
Excellent. Well, best of luck with the upcoming San Diego Music Awards.
Thank you.
And the new disc, Discovery. Best of luck with that, too. We're ending with the tune, I've Got Soul. Any words about this tune?
It was our last tune we wrote for the album, and
It's kind of become like our anthem.
I guess,
You know, we did a music video release that's on YouTube of it, and it started just with Paul having some musicality underneath it, and he started just saying, I've got soul over it, and he's like, those aren't the words, but you know, whatever words you want to say, and I was like, you know what, I love those
I
words.
like it. It's just simple.
Yeah,
To the
let's do
point.
it. Yeah. So, but it ended up being a song that we just adore playing. I love singing it, and the last one ended up kind of being our title track.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Well, Tiffany and Paul, thank you so much for coming on the New
Thank you
Jazz
for having
Thing.
us.
Yes, thank you so much.
We'll put links to Tiffany, Jane, and the Kicks, at least their Facebook page, and some other things out on tonight's blog post. We don't have it there yet, but we'll get it out there for you. And here's from the new release, Discovery, from Tiffany, Jane, and the Kicks. You're listening to KSDS San Diego, KSDS HD1, and Jazz88.org, named Jazz Station of the Year by Jazz Week magazine. This is the New Jazz Thing on Jazz 88.3. Okay.